Okay, guys, let's talk about that latest My Hero Academia episode. You know, the one where Bakugo went absolutely crazy. So there is going to be spoilers for the latest My Hero Academia episode. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch this video. Click away now. Go do something else. This gameplay that's going to be in the background is literally just that, just gameplay to have in the background, so you can watch the footage if you want. But really, the idea of this video is to talk to you guys. Nice double there. Is to talk to you guys about that latest episode, see what you guys think about it, and share what I feel about it. So, yeah, where to even begin? What an outstanding episode with Bakugo. He was fantastic in that episode, and I was saying to people that I know, um, the way they drew him, the way they animated him, even if you go back and watch, like the way when he, again, just a quick one, spoilers for this episode, the way when he got up from the ground after they thought he was down and out, and he kind of stumbled his way back into the frame. Just if you look at the way that that's animated, there's just something different about it from like the rest of the other scenes. It just looks so fluid and so just well done. Every sort of scene with Bakugo in that episode was, oh my goodness, did you see all the cannibals there? You completely completely wiped that team before I jumped down. But yeah, just everything in that episode for Bakugo was tip top, and it was just done so well. It really let you feel the gravity of what he was feeling, how long he's been feeling it for. Asking, can I still catch up to you, Deku? All of these things that are in his mind, even while going through such a life and death situation. The way that Bakugo tried it there. So, even though it was like a life or death situation, it was very, very well done. And obviously at the end, when Bakugo is seemingly killed, obviously we don't know for certain. Who knows what could bring in the next episode. We thought Darby was done, but it looks like he's coming back on the preview of the latest episode, so we don't know yet. But yeah, let's take it for what it is at face value. Bakugo has died in the show. Now, this was a huge, huge, huge episode, and trust me, it hit me like a brick. I was drinking coffee when I was watching this, and as he was having that flashback, that internal moment when he's reminiscing about All Might and how he used to behave around him, and asking he can still catch up to Deku. I was holding my coffee and my hand was trembling. I was looking at my hand, I'm like, I gotta put this coffee down, because like this was making me feel some kind of way, this, because I've been watching My Hero Academia for many years now. So it feels like this has compounded over time and time and time and time, and like now here we are. And yeah, it was just a really good moment there, really awesome sort of internal scene for Bakugo. And I know it's like, oh, it's just an internal scene, but we never really get that for Bakugo, not on that length. Normally it's always Deku thinking that introspectively, but at least from my recollection, Bakugo's never had one like this before, and this really was, some different level stuff for him. So yeah, I had to put my coffee down because I was thinking, I'm gonna drop this in a minute. I got goosebumps around my body. But funny enough, the shot at the end of the episode with Bakugo laying dead there, I've known about that for months, because people of the manga reading variety, they couldn't help themselves, and someone posted it. I think it was like somewhere on Twitter, and the time where it happened in the manga, someone posted it on Twitter as I was browsing, completely blindsided me, and I was like, oh my god, Bakugo's dead. And this, off the top of my head, might have been like 4, 5, 6 months ago. Maybe it wasn't that long, but that's what it feels like when I think about the time of it. But yeah, so I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. I was dreading it, but that's why it didn't take me by surprise as much as other people, because I knew this was coming. I would have loved the surprise, if loved is the right word, considering my favorite character's just been killed, but yeah, I already knew. Let's go into the next match. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, I knew this was coming, and I've been dreading it. As you guys probably know, Bakugo in my top 3 favorite characters, potentially my favorite character. Deku, Bakugo, Inasa. Those are my 3 guys, without a doubt, without a fail, without a single thought that needs to be processed. Those are my top 3. So to see one of them go down like that, so harsh. And I'm always the guy that's saying, Man, I really wish Inasa was in the show more, but oh my goodness, with the way this season is going, with the way these fights have been happening, I almost feel quite happy he's not involved. I'm like, get my favorite characters away from these villains because they are looking to take people out of the roster permanently. And yeah, like I said, anyway, moving on to Bakugo again, when it comes to how he moved, that speed he had, the way his hand just appeared in front of Shigaraki's surprised face was so cool. That's got to be like one of the coolest things to ever happen in My Hero Academia. And we all know a lot of cool stuff has happened, but just the way that hand came in front of his face out of nowhere, I was thinking, this is it. This is that level. You know when everyone would always say there's no way Bakugo can catch up to Deku anymore. We got a glimpse of that not being the truth. You know, we got a glimpse of that not being the truth. We saw Bakugo, you know, elevate to a level that was sparkling, for lack of a better term. And although it wasn't able to last too long from his mangled body, you know, it was truly a blessing to watch. And I think even Bakugo haters will have to admit, you know, just that whole episode was fantastic for him. And you know, obviously, sadly, the way it ends, you know, I can't say with 100% certainty what's going to happen for Bakugo after this because I don't know. But I really do hope that this isn't the actual end of him. I really do hope that he comes back. But again, you know, I feel like I do know things, but at the same time, I'm not confident on them. So this could be it for him. It might not be. I don't have the concrete answers for that. But hell of an episode. And, you know, moving on to other stuff in that episode as well. Mirio always brings in a 10 out of 10 performance. You know, he's not my favorite character, Mirio, but I always do love to see him. And there's just something about him when he turns up in a fight, you just know he is gonna go 110% in that fight, and he is gonna come out of it looking golden because he is so good. I would actually say that as far as, you know, as far as characters go who operate their quirk the best, I think Mirio is definitely up there in the entire series for people who are most skilled with their quirk. So I'm not saying like he's one of the strongest or whatever, but as far as, you know, like skill for the quirk they were born with, I don't think there's many characters who are better than Mirio at that. His quirk mastery over what he was born with is ridiculously high level. And when you actually have to factor in just how technical, that's why I thought he would be technical in this game before he came out. When you think how technical his mind and body has to work to get the most out of that quirk, I truly believe he is up there for the most skilled quirk user. If he's not the most skilled, he's definitely one of there. He's definitely near the top because that quirk is not a joke to work with. You know, don't get me wrong, there are some people who are amazing with their quirks. But what they just have to punch with it, or they just have to kick with it, or just raise your hand out and make something come out of your hand. Great job. No, with this guy, he has to go through a whole conundrum just to make sure his quirk doesn't make him fall through the ground. You know, there's different levels of complexity to quirks, and for his one, oh boy, different gravy, for lack of a better term. Oh, look at that, got pulled right into that by that all for one. I was hoping for all for none, but unfortunately he got me there. Sun Eater, he had his moment. Nejire, they both performed very well, made a great team there. I've never been a huge Sun Eater guy, to be honest. It's not that I don't like him, I do like him. I just don't really care about him that much. Nejire's great, I like her. Always felt like I never really got to see too much of her though. You know, Nejire is rated very highly, and rightfully so. She's one of the big three. But I always feel like we just have never seen much of her. You know, I always feel like she's big three in name, never really big three in performance. But again, I'm not saying that she can't be. I'm just saying from what we've seen so far, it usually feels that way. But you know, she's been holding her own. You know, she's not fighting any ordinary villain here. This is the most dangerous villain in MHA history in Shigaraki. You know, awakened Shigaraki, whose brain is more or less being controlled by All For One. So you know, he's as technical and as tactical and as fierce as it's gonna get. So you know, props to everyone in that fight, really. You know, Genist, always a top dude. Love the way that guy operates the battlefield, controls it with his ability. You know, so good for him as well. Yeah, everyone in the episode was really, really good. But yeah, standouts, obviously Bakugo. That was his episode. Might be his last episode. We don't know. But you know, again, just the way they animated him, the music, the scenery. Just the way he was moving with those sparks. When those sparks started to come around him, I was like, this is it. This is it. Because when the sparks come around Deku, when they come around All Might, you go, yeah, this is what it's like to be the best. And then when he had them, oh my god, oh, it was good. It was so good. For those of you who haven't seen movie number 2 of My Hero Academia, movie number 2, yeah, that gave me like some brief sparks of that when I thought about it. You'll know what I mean if you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, if you like My Hero Academia and you haven't seen Heroes Rising, the second movie, I beg you, take a day out of your week and watch that movie, because it is amazing and it's absolutely worth your time. You have to watch it. I don't care if you don't watch any of the other movies. Watch that one. No ifs, no buts. Watch that one. But great episode. I would love to know what you guys think of that latest episode with Bakugo. Again, massive connotations for the future. We're gonna have to see how this one pans out. Hopefully it's not the end of my boy. Hopefully it's not the end of my boy. But of course, you know, be good people. No spoilers in the comments. Be good people. Others haven't seen it. Many people only watch the anime. So, you know, just be thoughtful. Anything else on that episode that really stood out to me? Oh, yes. All for One being a menace. I think it was the episode. All for One's growing his... No, that was the episode before that. But yeah, anyway, All for One has been a menace lately in those episodes as well. I absolutely loved in one of the episodes when Endeavor did, you know, like a Homelander, Superman laser beam with his eyes. That was so good. I was thinking, wow, I didn't know I needed that from Endeavor until I saw it. That was really fun. Is there anything else? I'm trying to think what else happened in that one episode. I think it was mostly just that fight with Bakugo, Mirio, and Shigaraki and co. Again, it's been like 4-ish days since I've seen that episode now, so it's not super fresh in my head, but I definitely wanted to get to it with you guys because I know some of you enjoyed the video a while back when we spoke about the Todoroki battle episode, Shoto versus Darby. That was a fun one. Really enjoyed that one too. But yeah, would love to hear what you guys think about it. Was there anything else in that episode? Oh yeah, we saw some of Nejire's backstory. That was pretty cool. Nah. she was asking too many questions. She was asking way too many questions. I had to watch that episode twice, by the way. You know, I went back and I'm probably going to watch it again after this, actually. I'm probably going to go back and watch it again after this. Just to watch, not the whole thing, just to watch Bakugo's, like, final 5 minutes. Because it was just so epic. So epic. Now, he has to come back. It's not the end. He has to come back. He has to come back. It's not the end. It can't be. It won't be. They can't throw that possibility of his potential in our face and then take it away from us like that. Especially after we just got a glimpse of, you know, that kind of character development that was just it's just right there. It was literally just right there. And he's already come a long way enough as it is, but that next step, that next big step that nobody knew they needed, it was right there. Man, I've been eating people up in this match. My turn to get that All Might down, and I'm not gonna make the mistake of letting it go by unpunished. I'm like, you can stay down out there. Oh. What a way to finish somebody. What a way to finish somebody. That's not right. Not from our vice class president. She's the vice, right? Or is it class rep or is it class prez? Either way, I think Ida's the main one. Ida's the main one, and I think Momo's the secondary. Got Palpy Moon and Slim Shady doing a great job in this game. Bakugo and Deku, the two future heroes that we are all going to come to rely on, or at least we hope one of them will be. We hope one of them will be. Just everything about that episode was so good. The way it was drawn, you could tell that was one of the episodes with like the highest budget. At least it looked that way to me. At least it looked that way to me. I'm telling you though, I'm starting to get tired of watching Shigaraki shrug off major powerful moves like that plasma cannon and everything. Like, we've seen it enough times now. That's probably my only gripe at the minute. As long as it keeps happening, it's going to be my gripe. We've seen Shigaraki like tank off huge hits where people are building up. Oh, if this move can come off, blah 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 blah. Great. But if I hear that again, because I feel like we've had a bunch of them already now. If we can just hit this move, maybe. We've had those already now. If I hear that again, and then he tanks another one, and he's like, after it, I'm going to be real tired of it, you know? The next one better count. The next time you guys tell me this is going to do big damage on Shigaraki, I expect it to be the truth, because I'm tired of getting my hopes up, and then watching him just, you know, block it with a quirk, or take it with his body, or, you know, deny it with his hands. Let's get some damage on the board for this guy now, okay? I want to see a big down come up above that Shigaraki in the coffin in the sky. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's what I hope we can get real soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.